2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, it's Georgia Lines and welcome to Intros, proudly brought to you by Spark and Spotify. Today on the show we have the incredible Liberty joining us. Liberty, welcome to Intros. It is so good to have you here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
I would love to start nice and simple with a little bit about your music journey.
Well, I started playing music when I started primary school. From there, I got to about intermediate and I was like, wow, I should start writing songs, and started writing songs, and then one thing led to another and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to uni. And so I moved up to Auckland by myself and I was like, yeah, this will be fun. So now I'm just doing music as much as I can.
So for people that have never heard of you before, how would you describe your sound?
It's a tricky one. I always say pop music, but I feel like that's so broad and can kind of be anything. I write a lot with my guitar, so it's not always like country singer-songwriter. It's not even very country, but yeah, no, just like singer-songwriter, very like lyrics first kind of writing.
Nice. And when you're writing your songs, do you have a process that you follow every time? Does it change?
It changes a lot, to be honest. Like if I'm sitting down, I'm like, right, I'm going to write a song. For one, usually I don't write a song and I end up just getting distracted. If I've got my guitar, it kind of all usually happens at once, whereas sometimes I'll be like, I don't know, on the bus and the lyrics will come to me and I'll just start writing lyrics down. Some melodies and stuff will come after that.
How do you know if a song's good, that you want to use it and release it later down the track? Do you have any kind of filter that you run that decision through?
Most of them, I will either like them or not like them, but even the ones I like, I'm like still unsure on, so I have a bunch of people that I send them to and I'm like, can you listen to this?
Yeah, that's good.
Like you got my mum who'll say it's great every time. You know certain people that you can send them to and they'll be like, yeah, I like your other ones more.
It's always good to have a sounding board, especially like having your mum who's super encouraging, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's so needed, but then having some extra kind of people that can go, what about this? Have you thought about this? Yeah, that's awesome.
Another way that I do it quite a lot is I go TikTok live and I put them there and then
and you just test it out.
Yeah. It's like, oh guys, I wrote this song. And then if they ask for it the next time, they're like, because everyone will say, oh my God, that's great. But if they're like asking for it the next time I'm live and be like, oh my God, can you play that song again? Then I'm kind of like, oh, they must have liked it, because sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Are you nervous? Like social media is such a world that, you know, we as artists can engage with and use it as a tool to help us, you know, get our music around the world and into places that we might not have ever imagined our songs being. How is your relationship with social media, and how do you feel about putting songs that you are just like testing out on TikTok? Like, do you feel nervous? Are you worried about that? Are you just kind of like, I'm just going to see what happens?
It's kind of like social media is a weird thing because it's like, it's amazing how many people I can access sitting in my room. And so many people can see my music. It's also like I don't get to filter which people see it and all that kind of thing, which is a bit scary. People will either like it and then that's good, or they won't like it and they'll forget about it in 5 videos down, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I was scared at first, but now I've got a lot better at just being like, oh well.
I feel like for me, I'm always a little bit nervous and worried about like, what happens if I put it on the internet and then people hate it? I love that you're kind of just like, I'm just going to put it out there and see what happens, and maybe 5 videos later they're going to forget about it and see the next thing. Like that's such a...
I feel like it's more scary when I'm like, okay, I've got this, like it's like lodged with my distributor, it's coming out.
Sure.
And now I'm like, what if people don't like it? Because I'm actually putting this one out, you know? So it's kind of weird.
You've got hundreds of thousands of followers across your social media platforms. I would love to hear a little bit more about the time where you posted a video, a cover of you playing, and it kind of blew up overnight. What was that like for you?
I'd been posting consistently for a couple months at that point, and it was like very slowly building, kind of what you'd expect to happen. And then I got into like guitar looping. So I did a looping cover and then posted it, went to sleep. That night there was a Cyclone Gabriel and it came through Hawke's Bay and we had no power and no service for a couple of days. And so my video was just like, you know, sitting there on the internet doing its thing. Eventually word on the street was that there was Wi-Fi at this one place. So pretty much the entirety of Ahaderi where I lived was in this one car park. And I go and I'm like, oh, check how my video is doing. And I had 50,000 followers. I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like knocking my sister on the shoulder going, look at this. She's like, oh. it was weird.
So after that moment for you, when you're in the car park, you finally check your phone, you're looking and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 50,000 followers. This is crazy. Was there an expectation for you going forward that this was kind of going to be the response for the rest of your content?
Not really, because I'd posted so many videos leading up to that point that hadn't had that kind of response. Then I posted that one, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. The more you post, I'm sure you found this too, you find like a thing and it just works. So for me, that's mostly playing my electric guitar and looping, and people seem to really like that and respond to that. Generally, if I post a video like that, it'll do relatively well if I pick a good song.
For someone that's starting out at the beginning of their like relationship with social media, what would your advice be to them? What'd you tell them? What'd you tell me?
I feel like I don't know everything. Like, in fact, I barely know anything. I just know what's worked for me. But what I found is just keep posting and posting, but don't post the same video 100 times, because if it's not working, that's probably not going to change, you know? Like, if one thing's not working, don't just try it once and go, oh no, that was horrible, it's not working, like, I give up. You've got to post it, like, I'd say 10 times, but if I post a video, like, I seem to find if I post a video playing my acoustic guitar outside, no one watches it. And it's really weird, no matter how pretty the background is. But if I'm in my room, they seem to do way better. And it's just things like that you can kind of learn to have a better chance with every video.
How did you figure that out?
Oh, my parents were like, oh, it's really boring. All your TikToks are just in your room. Like, people think you don't go outside. And I'm like, okay, I'll go outside. And then I went outside and I filmed a bunch. And
Did it work?
No, I just didn't like them. I think it was also like the quality of the video was probably a bit worse because it was kind of windy.
Yeah, sure. So audio, having really clear audio, making sure that that's like...
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't use a mic or anything.
Straight into your phone?
Straight into my phone. And people often ask, how did you get the audio? It's just like, put my phone there and I started playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's super helpful too, because so many people find themselves overwhelmed by social media and trying to crack it or trying to figure out what's the algorithm that's going to create some sort of success.
Yeah, or like when I first started, I was like, oh, I don't want to post my first video because it has to be perfect and I should get this mic and I should do it on a proper camera and I should get the lighting right. But it's like, realistically, no one's going to see your first video. And that's just the way social media works. So I had like do something that's sustainable.
Has there been a moment for you that you can pinpoint, like, I'm going to take this artistry more seriously?
Definitely, to be honest. I always loved doing music throughout high school and I was like, this is really fun, this is really cool. And then I was also relatively academic during high school, so I was like, oh, this is really fun, music is cool, but I'm going to go to university and I'm going to do engineering because I liked physics and I liked calculus. And I was like, I didn't even really know what engineering was, but I was like, oh, but I like these subjects and my teachers are telling me that that's a good career path and rah-de-rah-de-rah. And then I was really lucky and I got to go on this writing trip to LA, and it was the first time I'd ever written with anyone that wasn't like my mate in my bedroom. It like opened my eyes to a whole new world of like jobs, just even in the music industry, that I didn't realize were a thing. Like, I didn't realize there were people that just wrote songs for a living. And they're like, I obviously knew that there were producers, but like how fun it was to just be in that room. And I was like, why am I going to university? So I stopped applying for all the scholarships and stuff. And I came home and I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to have a gap year next year, engineering for me. Yeah.
And how have you found, obviously, moving to Auckland, being an independent artist and trying to figure out how to pursue music as a career?
I was quite lucky because I moved up to Auckland and I had this thing called Beyond the Beat that I was going to move up to Auckland, and I didn't have a flat at the time, but I was like, regardless, I'm going up to Auckland then because I've got to film that. And then I'll stay with my aunt. I didn't tell them, but I was like, I'll stay with my auntie and uncle and it'll be fine. So I had this Beyond the Beat thing and that was really fun, and I met lots of people. And then I had a couple other like music industry kind of meetings and coffees set up that I was going to do. So I kind of started off well, I think.
And did you set those coffees up? Or was that through someone else?
Partially. There was a guy in Napier called Kevin Murphy, and he runs this thing called the Hawke's Bay Music Hub, and he's just so helpful to you. Like, you can ask any Hawke's Bay musician and they will be like, oh yeah, Kevin was a huge part of my journey.
That's amazing.
Like, he is amazing. Him and Richie, who owns the music shop as well.
Cool. What do you think the New Zealand music industry could be doing better for artists like us?
I feel like a lot of things about the music industry are great. And there are so many resources and stuff out there to help people. But until you read those resources, I found like all the like rights and all that kind of thing, it took me a long time to wrap my head around any of that. And that was mostly because Kevin, who I mentioned earlier, he ran all sorts of like mentoring sessions and stuff. So I got to talk to lots of people who were in the industry and that kind of thing. But I feel like not everyone has that. So more of that, kind of what the MMF does and those kind of places.
I'm really excited to hear this new song of yours, Call Me Back Babe, live on Intros. Can you tell us a little bit about how you wrote the song and what it's about?
I wrote it with a guy who goes by the name of Lucid Heist, who also happens to be from Hawke's Bay.
Cool.
So we'd been messaging on Instagram for a while, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll like set up a session when I'm back down in the Bay. And I went down, and I was at this Hawke's Bay music industry event, and he like tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And I had no idea who he was. And I was like, hi, yeah, lovely to meet you too. And he's like, oh, I'm the guy you've been messaging. I was like, it all makes sense now. Anyway, we ended up doing it in the APRA studio at Parachute.
Amazing.
And we kind of went in with no idea what we were going to do. And then we just started writing and kind of bouncing ideas off each other. And a lot of the production in that song, I was like, oh, we should put phone sounds in it because it's like, call me back, babe. And he, like, I was so expecting him to be like, no, that's weird. And he was like, oh my God, yeah, let's do that. And then he was like completely on board and he's suggesting stuff. I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
So I feel like a lot of the production of the song is quite cool if you like know what it means, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it turned out well.
That's
so
amazing. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things about intros is obviously discovering artists like yourself. Do you have an artist that you're loving that you could share with our intros audience?
There's a girl that I met last year now, Danny Josie. She is amazing. Her music is so cool. She can, like, she's a hustler and she can talk to people so well. I'm insanely jealous of that because that's something I'm really trying to work on at the moment. Yeah, I opened for her show at the Tuning Fork and she is such a cool performer. I saw her at R&B as well.
Cool.
She's really cool.
I'm so excited for you for 2026, for your career, for what unfolds, for all the twists and the turns. And we're so stoked that you won the Catapult competition. Very deserving winner. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is the end. You're amazing.
Late last September, you probably don't remember. You were standing at the bar, I was watching from afar. 8 months of bliss, how do we come to this? I'm overthinking every little thing that I said. I'm watching my regrets on the big screen in my head. It haunts me every time that I'm alone in my bed. Call me back. I lied saying I won't miss you. Say I'm fine but I wanna kiss you. I see you when I fall asleep. I want you back, do you want me to? I know I said I don't care and I know that this isn't fair, but I need you and I need you here, so call me back, babe. My friends think I'm crazy. My God, they almost hate me, 'cause I talk about you all the time. But you're all that's on my damn mind. Sitting in my room alone, calling straight to answer phone, leaving my message out the tone. So now I'm overthinking every little thing that I said. I'm watching my regrets on the big screen in my head. It haunts me every time that I'm alone in my bed. Call me back. I lied saying I won't miss you. Say I'm fine but I wanna kiss you. I see you when I fall asleep. I want you back, do you want me to? I know I said I don't care and I know that this isn't fair, but I need you and I need you here, so
Intros is proudly brought to you by Spark and Spotify, Rolling Stone AUNZ, the New Zealand Music Commission and APRA.